Now getting a little bit more in terms of support. The structure's being implemented. Phelps has no duel easy. He's going to rip in death through two. Two heads get splattered. And although Rek and Depth have posted up a couple of kills in return, the advantage is right down the middle. It's hard to call between these two teams. You can say that all four players are here. Health bars favoring the T's, and now they take two heads. And it's that UK element again that stands tall and delivers with Depth on his second and a first round on M80.
See, that's slow around into this one, then see if Imperial get aggressive, give you room to build into the round. Def steps over the mark, loses his fight towards middle. So that gives a bit of a backup now towards the B site. You can bolster the player over from Temple, but they're fully sort of biting on this one. You've got a float now with Decency towards middle. They're going to scrap towards him. Smoke's down behind the double doors.
Oh, Phelps got tagged. They would have heard that information. Surely. Down to 25, but they're focusing their attention over at Cavs instead. No one's checking this angle. Phelps going to punish them. Double kill.
Oh no, the round has been entirely wrecked, and Rek himself not looking great in this position. Galil in his hands with the last sliver of time, slipping on by Chronos, laughing at him as that one is claimed back by Imperial. And that's worst case scenario.
Hey, whatever works for him.
He's an innovative guy, you know, he doesn't play by the rules. Ooh, Decency throws the rule book down middle, and it beheads Malbs. There's a lot of carnage into this one, though. The SMGs wanted to go aggro. They find limited success across the map, and it does at least command two frags onto the side of M80. So two rebuys having to come out here, obviously onto the lower weapons, so it's kind of the game plan for Imperial.
Yeah, there's the game plan, but if they lose another player, that's where things start to go a little bit awry. Because now it's just rifles remaining. Two Galils and M4. Depth's managed to find his way down silently, not giving his position away, but he's going to be up against Vinny, and a heads up, 44 HP facing 100. It's hard to see how he was ever going to win that trade. And now down to Slacks with just his Glock. Making moves to where his fallen IGL is currently residing. But this round is going to be a 3-1 to Imperial. Rifles will be up on the horizon momentarily. MP9 has been picked up. A kill would have been huge there. Didn't quite happen, though. That's got to be a tilter, Jackie. You know you just landed a perfect pop flash, and you still get railed in the head instantly. Now, Mal's playing on the periphery of the Molotov, but Phelps does his due diligence, checking the angle. And D-Thorn's Dark, allowing them to take position themselves.
So the early map control you took towards middle that would have allowed you to wrap back, drop down, and fight through dark towards the B site has now been restricted. Henny as well finds another pick onto Depth on the late push towards mid, and Swisher and Slacks, they've been waiting this whole time to fight out through B main when the time is right, but it's looking rough for them. Swisher, good for one onto Phelps, but the trade game goes the way of Imperial. Yet to really get himself onto the board. Should be able to change fate here, but doesn't need it down towards dark. It'll be Malbs that finds the head. Vinny trades back, and the AWPer already taken out of the game. Decency! He thought he was in a good position, but peekaboo from Death.
Henny returns the favor. Labored spray on both sides as Swisher. And no way, trading blows. Haymakers connect on both. Both staggered. Both out on their feet, no way, still able to try and hold the line and do damage. Swisher 1 HP. As Malbs right alongside him dies. Right idea from Henny, but just slightly off on the shot. But in this 2-on-2, the HP bars favoring the CTs, and they have a flank play in effect from Vinny. Now, they know he's typically the A player. So two potential positions, if he's going to be on the flank, is B main and potentially in the dark area. Swisher with 7 bullets and 1 HP. He's going to try and withstand some of this pressure and absorb it for his teammate, but he's not able to get it done in time. And now Rek's position is no, but he still takes the head of Henny. And it's such an important round, such an important clutch for M80 to pick up.
Really nice play.
And it's such an explosive team as well, which will take the fight to you. They're not going to allow you to take any pause for breath. Vinny up against the Worlds, and he will die without getting any real damage done in return. A free plant for M80.
They're gasping for breath at the site, but they're only getting Depth as he finds the entry there. You've got this one in the palm of your hands. You can see with the posture already from the CT side, feeling very uncomfortable with the economy and the risk of going for this one if you do lose these weapons off the back of the round. So a third now on the cards for M80. Towards carpet sides, and Decenty again, aggressive towards middle. Smoke is broken and he goes down with it.
He'll be disappointed with that outcome. He's just gift-wrapped a free kill across. And Mulbs, he may have had a slow start, but he is going to punish you. Eventually, he will find and zero in on his targets. Depth in the meanwhile, taking the spearhead of the operation, going to be going in first. Flash and charging through the smoke, but they line up, and it's a bottleneck massacre. Phelps and Vinny dip in and pluck out 3 lives.
You need Slacks to deliver in this round. Rek doing as much as he can as he causes carnage towards Dark, but Slacks, he's been hit hard. 7 HP on the orb. 50 seconds
of what's coming up. It's going to be a save. It will be a 6th round to the Brazilians. And although M80...
Dark Smoke, he's gotten so close. He could just play on the off angle behind a pillar. They're now focusing on the other man inside of Dark. You're going to overextend, get some free pickup, even damage onto the second. No way can just retreat back to the site now. The timing on it, though. The opportunity to strike expires. Decency towards middle, adjusts the crosshair in the nick of time, finds the headshot onto Swisher. And now with a very limited amount of time on the clock, you've got to bombard out towards A. Vinny lines them up, and Rek unfortunately takes down Malbs in the carnage. Imperial with 7. There was a bit of a back and forth there between Slacks and Def during the timeout as well, trying to figure out where we can activate him. And now, ooh, on the crossover. Rek thought he had beat the timing, but he's been turned into a pulp.
Worst possible start after a timeout, after getting together a buy. And yeah, Slack 0 and 8. I mean, it's never ideal, but that's the nature of Anubis T-side AWPing, man. Like, it reminds me a little bit of Inferno sometimes, where the opportunities are few and far between, and you really have to capitalize. And Imperial are playing a style that really doesn't benefit the AWP at all. Out they come. Depth deals with the first, and Decent T doesn't have any reason to go in for that peek. He has Henny watching the cross.
Execute on towards the B site. Smoke comes over. No way he's going to be combing this across. Has to play to survive here and delay, really, buy time for his team. 1 frag's good. If he can get 2, he's basically guaranteeing it now. Cavalry's going to run on over. Spray doesn't quite connect. Trade through the broken smoke, though, and it's down to Slacks.
No way went above and beyond there, man. 2 kills and a ton of damage on the 3rd player. What a shot from Slacks. As we were mentioning, this guy is a beast with the AWP when he gets a chance, and a chance he has to carve a path back into this round. It's a battle of the AWPers. 3 kills in this with 13 seconds, though. Oh, and he has to cross to get the bomb. Oh, how brutal is this? Slacks is going to be feeling it. Adrenaline surging through his veins, but he's going to have to tap out and save. That is a bitter pill to swallow if you're Slacks after landing some super swift flicks.
So time to find a pick with it expires quite quickly onto Anubis. This time he goes running in for the contact on A, but Vinny switches it up.
Yeah, so do Imperial. They send 2 players out on A main this time as opposed to the 1, and they get the hit and run they were looking for.
Confidence as well, playing anti-flash with the smoke to support. You can turn into the wall. Don't get caught with your pants around your ankles, though. Walk in, still wins the duel. Def trades. You look at the numbers game. Vastly outnumbered 2-1 with time ticking, and they know where you're coming from.
Phelps playing anti-flash. Will get 1, that's good enough. Decent T now can just hide on the back of the site, going for that peak timing. A lot of damage to Swisher on 3. He'll stand and deliver for 1, but he's going to get caught on the retreat outside of A main. Oh, I thought for a second he flipped across to the headshot there, but didn't end up happening. And it's Phelps and Vinny that stand at the top of the board. It's already in Temple. Rek's like, hold up a minute. I thought this was the CT side we're playing on. And suddenly they've been forced back as the T's just splatter outside of Temple, dealing fatal damage, and already secured a bomb plant.
You got a backstab as well. Everything's just lined up for Imperial to clothesline this one. It's all down to Def with a P2K. Slays onto the first as Henny gets B-Henned. Ooh. Flash around the corner, a little bit of a bait. It's just the smoke, triple peak to secure it, and that one goes the way of Imperial.
Quite the difficult spot, but he does have Slacks coming in as well as a bit of backup. Molly's raining onto the site. What a shot that is from Mobs. Surgical precision. Oh, and a second one as well. Mobs is continuing to turn the knife to Scalpel, but no way is going to come good eventually. And Depth has been sent packing from the backside. But so much damage has been inflicted across to Imperial.
You slowed them down, you've done a lot of damage, but you've just got to convert off the back of these tags. They're going to be paranoid about the repeat from Depth towards the backline. Swisher's Molotov burns Vinny out of commission. Swisher, he's got a pistol in his hands. Depth just trying to toy with them. No way gets things, but now you've got to shut it down with the Deagle. Flash round the corner, time ticking in the back of your mind, sticks to the blaze, strikes on the first. Henny playing so far, but he's going to be smoked off. You got a bit of room to breathe on this one now. Jumps on the bomb to bait him. Will he believe it's a full commit?
He doesn't. Oh, Swisher with the right call, but not enough time. And Henny did not bite down on that full defuse for 1 second. I suppose that's another situation where when you have such a vast lead like this, Jackie, you can afford to take that luxury. If the roles were reversed here, you'd be a lot more desperate on that peak.
Yeah, you really would be.
Breathing down the necks of M80. Slacks has been wrecked again, and they're already spilling out to the site. It's too easy, no way. Just waltzes through onto jail, gets one, and traded back out again is Swisher.
Tried his best on the flank around the back of jail, sets it up for Depth to potentially do damage, but the problem is they're so far away. It's an MP9. If you're up close, it'll wreck you, but from this distance, the Galil's going to be favored every damn day, and Decency's just holding for it. Wants to isolate him, pop flash over the top, but he peeks in and falls down. Slacks again in a situation where he has to clutch this to starve off match point, but it's a scout this time, not the AWP.
I think it was two-pronged.
His window of opportunity to strike from A-main is there, but it's going to tick away. It just depends if Henny gets around the corner quickly enough, walks into the scope, and now it's a 1 versus 1.
He has a Molotov as well here, Jackie. And that's going to be to the back of the site. This is winnable now. It forces out the T, but he misses his shot. Oh, he gets punished. That was his chance. He played it perfectly, but stumbled on the final hurdle. And they find themselves up against a real rough purchase as well. The HG's going to do quite a bit of damage. MP9 behind it as Phelps gets winged, but no way. Just keeps the pressure applied and shuts it down with 2. And that should be the curtain beginning to come down. Slacks can maybe give them a little bit of staying power into this round, but he's now been Molotoved out of position. It's looking like it's the beginning of the end.
Stuck for at least another 2 seconds before the molly fades. His teammates scubbling up towards CT. Maubs with a deagle in his hands. He's been impactful with it, but in this one, you're so vastly outnumbered that it's just a matter of seconds until it should be an Imperial win. The retake has to be flawless, and they're falling. They go down to the task. 13-3, Imperial take it cleanly.
That is an excellent performance on the side of Imperial against an M80 squad